死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにガチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君、まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ、万歳、ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランドトゥライドまで。
出ろ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてるね。この世界、季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだった。大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコ掴んでいいさ。そうそうそうそう。やらせるけ。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome in to another episode of your favorite show when your real favorite show is not available, CobraCast 199. That's right. We are the substitute teacher of streaming. You might not have us as your first selection, but at least you know it's going to be an easy day. All right. So hope you're all doing well. Good to see all of you. Nandy dropping 5 gifted memberships. 5. Where's my camera? 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Nandy. Hail to you. As always. So let me see here. Godzilla's Greaser says, teach me how to drive a forklift. Listen, man, if this YouTube thing doesn't work out, I can always go back to the job that made me famous, the job that got me all the ladies, certified forklift driver. Okay? Like, if you really, really, really want a job that's going to get you ladies, just tell them you're a certified forklift operator. And they're like, damn, like you will be swimming. Okay? So I'm just telling you. Packy Proton says Germany isn't messing around with invading Islamist. Trump win the midterms if he'd started mass deportations with them. Alan tonight says Candace did say a 9/11 style attack second week of December. Look what happened Saturday in Australia, by the way. You still got that right. She is correct sometimes. You have to give her that. Hail the 199. This is technically the 3rd week in December, right? Isn't this technically the 3rd week, or it was? But let's see. I would say that that's nowhere near 9/11. When you put that out there, that is, yeah. If you could have said a terror attack, but 9/11 style, no. Not even close. Not even close. John Riley becomes a new member. Thank you. Our and hi. I think I'm saying that correctly. Or Rondai. It says, had a realization the other day while racking up wins in blitz mode that I get my news from a fig while playing Fortnite. A game for Giga Chads. And you have Snake Eyes as your thumbnail. That's how the alpha Giga Chads do it. Let's freaking go. Thank you, sir. Last Boy Scout, which is a great movie, by the way, becomes a new member. There we go. Vault 95 says, Jeremy Cute Tax. Stop. Crazy Clown Town says, Jeremy streaming during Hanukkah tax. No more checks for you. It's been tough, man. It's been tough. But listen, I have exclusive footage. Everyone, because we had the big Candace Owens, Erica Kirk meeting, and we're all waiting. We're like, oh man, what's going to happen? You know, where are we at? You know, well, and the internet's just waiting. Just waiting for information on this. Okay. We're all just refreshing our feeds on Twitter, and we're like, dude, what's going to happen? How's this going to play out? Well, I mean, you got Autism Capital right here, waiting on the Candace Owens tweet post Erica meeting. Well, I have exclusive footage for all of you. I know how the meeting went. I have exclusive footage, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? This is exclusive footage from the Candace Owens, Erica Kirk meeting right here. This is how it went. So that's how the meeting ended. I don't have any more information at this point in time. But I did tweet this out, Erica Kirk versus Candace Owens. So that apparently is how it ended up. We'll see if they actually are they gonna continue the gimmick or how the tweet's gonna go. But we do have this one right here. It did end like this right here. Here we go.
Some air.
Snap. I still hate you.
Still hate you.
So they're still playing the I hate you gimmick up, which we can appreciate. But look, man, as I said earlier, I was talking about this earlier and I said, what the hell is actually going on? You know, like this whole thing about like, we're going to do this meeting, TPUSA set this whole thing up. Candace said she couldn't make it because it was her husband's birthday, but then people pointed out that her husband's birthday is like in the summer or something like that. I don't know. Candace said she couldn't make it, even though Candace says anytime, any place, anywhere, blah, 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 blah. By the way, that's a Janet Jackson song from like the 90s. You should check out the music video. It's a very educational music video. But either way, I said, like, this is starting to feel very WWE-like. Then we just get this clip right here from a podcast host and comedian. And he says he was at Tucker Carlson's Nashville party, where there was a wide variety of people, including Candace Owens. Claims everybody's friends behind the scenes. Really?
Like, I get in there and I see Willie Robertson. First of all, I see Willie Robertson, Sadie Robertson's dad.
Yep.
Yeah, I was chatting with him. Then I see Theo. He's there. Jelly Roll is there. Tucker Carlson's there. Marjorie Taylor Greene is there.
Wow.
Candace Owens is there.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, Lydia, Candace Owens is here. She's like, what? Well, I go, Candace is here. She goes, tell her I'm reading her book. I go, not Candace Bure. Candace Owens is here.
Yeah.
She's like, what?
The other one.
The real one.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then and there's like a bunch of Turning Point people there. There's a bunch of like, I wrote down a list of everybody that I saw there. A bunch of comics were there. Brennan Shaw, Theo, a bunch of people, a bunch of MMA fighters in there. And I was like, I go, all right, this is what I always have thought about those kind of things. And I'll just say it out loud for everybody listening. And I've said this before in some kind of context. There was Turning Point people there, and Candace Owens was there. Marjorie Taylor, Tucker Carlson. I hate to say this out loud. Everybody friends. Everybody friends.
Mm-hmm.
And
all friends. You know, remember what was her name? The chick that Elon knocked up, Ashley St. Clair. Ashley St. Clair, when she was pulling her Republican conservative kind of gimmick. And then there was the picture of her and Harry Sisson, where they were like acting like, you know, they were acting like they were enemies online. And then they were hanging out together. It's like, you guys are all working a WWF gimmick. That's what you're doing.
I've said that before.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, I think I've heard before about Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we saw like the Democratic majority leader and like the Republican, they're at dinner. I go, yeah, everybody friends.
Mhm.
And everybody like kind of in like, we would see like, let's say like Theo's good buddy of ours. He would be like doing something. We were like, oh yeah, it's kind of just for the thing for their job. They just kind of have to do. They kind of got to be on the sidelines and dump Gatorade on the coat. That's like kind of
They're entertaining.
that's what their thing is.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I go, wait, I thought you because the thing he said about shouldn't you guys be fighting?
Mhm.
Shouldn't you guys be fist fighting in the center of this party?
Yeah.
Everybody, hey, you want a drink?
Yeah.
Everybody.
You see it. You see it when we do the Olympics every year too, and all the NBA guys get on the same team.
Hey.
Bron and Steph are boys. What?
Oh, whoa.
Wait a second. What?
I
hated you guys.
thought you guys hated each other.
Yeah.
My whole personality is based on y'all hating each other.
Yeah.
What do you mean your buddies?
I've lost friends arguing about how much you probably.
So yeah, I haven't listened to the rest of this, but ultimately, that is what I kind of alluded to earlier. Is because again, I'm not going to take the side of Turning Point USA because they're emotionally manipulating me to be sympathetic to that. But I also am not going to take the side of Candace Owens because I think Candace Owens is, she's faked her way all the way up to the highest levels of conservative influencer media. So I don't really know what's going on here, but I'm starting to get to a place where I don't believe any of these people are genuine. Any of these people. That's the level I'm at right now. So we'll see what happens. So we haven't heard anything from Candace or Erica, at least that I know of. I haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, let's see here. There was another video I had. I don't know if I can find it right now, but yeah, no update right now. No update from either one of these ladies. So again, that just makes me go, what are you guys hiding? Let's see, hang on. Let me see. Where's it at? Can't find it. Jeremy is a pathological liar, isn't genuine. You are correct. I did lie to you, Gator. I did. Gator, I apologize. I told you that I hooked up with your mom because I cared about her. But the reality of it is she's just a slut. And I got what I needed from her. I don't care about her. It was all selfish of me. Your mom is a slut, and I used her. So I'm sorry for lying to you about that. You caught me. Gator's laughing. Okay, see, you motherfuckers, we're getting to a point where all y'all do is say shit to get me to respond now. This started out as a genuine roast of losers that hate me. Now, all of you are doing it just to get me to respond to you. Damn you all. Damn you all. I respect it, though. I respect it. Hail to you, Gator. Hail to you. Mr. Pithos says Jeremy retired and left women for the rest of us. Little Jim Saylor says, did you see they arrested pro-Palestine people planning a terrorist attack in LA and New Orleans on New Year's? I did see something about that. I've got that bookmarked, so I didn't read the specifics of it, but I did see something about it. Packing Proton says, tee-hee tax. MAGA Mike says, just wanted to say that any of you are massively pearl clutching over Trump's post about a guy that wanted Trump to die in prison. You've fallen for the newest emotional manipulation from the left. And then he follows and says, I agree Trump's comment wasn't necessary and mean-tempered, but watching right-wingers morally grandstand over it makes me want to throw up in my mouth. Let's address that. Because I don't disagree with you. So here's the thing, man. I'm kind of torn because there's my desire to want to double and triple down on losers. So like we uploaded the clip of me criticizing Trump on D-Day Cobra 2. And there's a bunch of people in the comments like, you're not real MAGA, Jeremy. You're this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And I kind of just want to continue to double down on those losers. But the reality of it is that my statement was simply, it was just not a good strategic move for Trump. It's really that simple. It was not a good strategic move. If anybody's actually being offended over that, that's a whole different level of virtue signaling. We voted for Trump because Trump calls it like it is, and he tells it like it is, and he doesn't hold anything back. I don't think it's a good strategic move for Trump to make the comments about Rob Reiner. I thought it was a very bad move, and I stand by what I said. Read the room. Probably best just to let it go. All right? Just let it go. Don't really lean into it. With that said, this is Trump. This is who Trump is. This is who we voted for. This is why we love Trump, because he doesn't hold anything back. But if you're going to sit there and pretend that you're actually offended over what Trump said, that's where we lose being on the same page. This is not about, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. It's like, yeah, I can believe he said it. I'm saying I wish he would have maybe not said it. Maybe just thought a little bit about it. But can I believe that Donald Trump is being Donald Trump? Of course I can. So I saw this post right here. This guy that everybody's trying to say is the new Charlie Kirk or whatever. The Bryland Hollyhand, which is the fucking worst name ever. Right here, considered by some to be the next Charlie Kirk, condemns Trump's frankly disgusting post about Rob Reiner. Here we go.
No, just no. This is not the way. We can't with one hand call out the left when they laugh at and celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination just a few weeks ago, but on the other hand, normalize, condone, and tell people to just get a sense of humor when the president makes commentary like this. The situation was tragic. A drug-addicted son killed his mother and father. Did that father have horrible political opinions that were dead wrong? Yes. Did that father make comments about Trump that were insensitive and wrong? Absolutely. Is this a moment to kick them while they're down? Absolutely not. We know better than anybody what political violence is like. They tried to kill Trump twice, and they killed Charlie Kirk. This should be a moment of unity, a moment of our nation coming together to mourn, not a moment to make light of a situation, not a moment to kick them down, certainly not a moment to make the situation political in the slightest. We can't appear to be morally superior when the left does it to us, but the second the roles are reversed and they're down, we do not kick them. We do not act like the left. That is not going to be our party. These commentary, it's frankly disgusting. No, just no.
Frankly disgusting. Frankly disgusting. Okay, so I want to be very clear. Let me give it to you one more time. I stand by my criticism of Trump. Bad optics, shouldn't have done it. Wish he would have thought more about it. He's only giving the left ammo. And I think he should have read the room and probably just either said RIP or just said nothing at all. In fact, I think he should have said nothing at all. With that said, we are where we are. Now, we're moving past that part. Now we've moved on to the fake offended crowd from the influencers, okay? The influencer crowd is now acting like they're offended over what Trump said. That is a whole different discussion. That is a whole different discussion. And in fact, if you want to talk about being offended over what he said, well, conservative influencers, pearl clutching, crying, pretending that you're offended. Guess what? Donald Trump was asked directly about this, okay? And he ain't backing down. 45 ain't backing down at all. This is Trump's response to the controversy of the tweet.
A number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. Yeah.
Mr. President.
Just tripling down, like not giving a single fuck. So I stand by what I said. I don't think Trump should be doing that. But you know what? It is what it is, man. This is Trump. This is who we voted for. So I don't know what you expect. So it is what it is. So yeah. This is what he does. This is who he is. This is who he's always been. So there you have it. Good Lord, man. It's now again, we do have the Piers Morgan show addressing this. I have not watched this yet, but they're starting out with Trump's tweet. And I know that Piers Morgan has already tweeted out how fake offended he is over this. So let's listen to what Piers Morgan has to say. But again, I want to clarify. I am not changing my stance at all. Trump shouldn't have said it. It's bad optics. Read the room. But the fake offended bullshit is far more annoying now than Trump's comments. Because if you want to peel the layers of the onion back a little bit, like Rob Reiner did hate Trump. We know that. I know that. You know that. I think that Rob Reiner's comments about Charlie Kirk are something that everybody should, take note of. Because Rob Reiner showed, a lot of class and a lot of respect for Charlie Kirk when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. So, but with that said, here we are. So let's listen to this.
Of just basic human decency to me. Yeah, Rob Reiner was murdered last night. Whatever side of the divide you're on, this is just unacceptable.
I don't care what you think of that war. There is no justification.
Kill 20,000 kids. And no one.
Here we go.
What is your reaction to that? I might. What happened is people get murdered. You just show basic respect. And it's just happened as we came on air. And I just thought we've got to start with this, because when you're the most powerful man in the world, listen, everyone knows I've known Trump a long time. But this is one of those times when many times he's been like this when big public figures have died. I remember it with John McCain. I remember it with Colin Powell. And each time I just wince at the lack of basic decency. What is your reaction to that?
Well, you saw.
Speaking of basic decency, I would ask Piers Morgan, did you think that there was basic decency of Rob Reiner constantly saying that Donald Trump should be thrown in prison and die in prison? And basically Rob Reiner's, all of his comments. So again, if you're going to be fake offended, then let's be fake offended, okay? If you want to be fake offended, then let's be fake offended. You're clutching your pearls over lack of basic human decency. Did Rob Reiner, because I don't care about Trump having basic human decency. I care that I want to win the midterms. That's what I want to do. And I don't think that his comments were helpful from that standpoint. I just don't. I don't think it helps. I don't think it's good. I don't think the optics are good. I don't think he, being in the position he's in, should be saying it. Not because of basic human fucking decency. Like, yeah, it's not a good thing to say, but Rob Reiner spent the majority of the past 10 years saying that Donald Trump is the worst human being on the planet and he should die, and he's Hitler and he's this. So like, Trump's taking it personal. I mean, he has some justification there. It's not like he woke up one day and just started talking bad about Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner spent a decade talking bad about him in the most vile ways that you could possibly imagine. So this is where the offended crowd, like when you are, no one's really offended over anything. Let's just be real. People that are constantly online pretending to be offended over something are complete phonies, because you're not going to sit. No one's offended over another human being saying something disrespectful, because if they are, then you're going to spend the rest of your life being offended over every fucking thing. This is why the crowd that's always whining about Trump, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he said these things. And it's like, people in Hollywood are calling for his death every fucking day. Your friends, your peers are calling for the death of Donald Trump every fucking day. And you work with them, you hang out at the parties with them, you go to dinner with them, and you don't care about basic human decency at that point. You're offended because Trump represents the polar opposite of Hollywood. Therefore, you're offended over his words because you disagree with him politically. Not because you actually care about what he's saying.
That I came on here and I was brokenhearted when Charlie Kirk was killed. And I condemned the people celebrating it because, my God, if you're part of the peace movement, you're on the left, etc. We're supposed to be for nonviolence more than anybody else. So, and that was disappointing.
Oh, my God. What did he, hang on, I got to hear this one more time.
It because, my God, if you're part of the peace movement, you're on the left, etc. We're supposed to be for nonviolence more than anybody else.
Already virtue signaling, already lying, and taking Charlie Kirk's death and building a political narrative off of it.
So, and that was disappointing at that time. And then Donald Trump, among others, said it was the most outrageous thing they'd ever seen. For him to do it now to Rob Reiner, I mean, and for what? For what? I mean, did this guy—
I would just ask anybody legitimately. This is an honest to goodness question. Whether you love Trump, whether you hate Trump, he is the most famous human being on the planet. I have a yes or no question. Regardless as to how you feel about Donald Trump. Are you surprised that Donald Trump said this? Are you surprised that Donald Trump said this? Yes or no? No, you're not. Nobody's surprised because this is what he fucking does. Nobody's fucking surprised. Not one single human being on the planet goes, oh my God, I can't believe Donald Trump of all people said this.
I advocate for some heinous thing? Not at all. And here's what I want people to understand about Rob Reiner. So he was obviously an enormous figure in Hollywood. Some of the movies that we all love, like Stand By Me, When Harry Met Sally, etc., right? But on top of that, here's something that no one could argue with. Rob Reiner was a true American patriot. He loved this country. Now, whether you agreed with him or disagreed with him on any issue, he's a guy who put his heart into this country and always tried to make it better. You could see patriotism. It's like that, whether they're on the right or the left, who deeply care about their fellow man. And Rob Reiner was definitely one of those people. He was the best of us. And to die in such a tragic way, and then to have the president of the United States.
This is where the virtue signaling nonsense is ridiculous, because when you start saying, like, he loved this country, and I'm going to be like, hey, can you give me a name of someone that doesn't love this country that's in the United States of America right now, just so we can qualify this? Because you're basically giving credit to someone for something that literally, by definition, everyone is, by definition of whoever's perspective. So can you name someone by your standard, meaning the person that's virtue signaling? Can you name someone, Young Turks dude, Chunk Uger, whatever his name is, name someone from your perspective that does not love this country? Just name me one person, just one person. He definitely loved this country. Yes, so does everybody else by your standard.
rub it in and somehow make it about himself. Look, I'm not, I can get angry at Donald Trump. We've all been angry at Donald Trump. But if you're on the right, more than anything else, you should just be deeply disappointed. Is this what you wanted? Is this the you're dead?
Hang on. Rose, that's true, Willie Will. Rosie O'Donnell definitely does it. Well, again, if you ask me, I can give you a laundry list of people that hate this country. I mean, we could just name off prominent Democrats. We could name off Joe Biden. We could name off Kamala Harris. We could name off AOC. We could name off Ilhan Omar, who loves Somalia. We could name literally every Democratic politician in Minnesota. We could name every Democratic politician virtually in the country. We could name off a ton of people in Hollywood. We could name a ton of people involved with big tech. Like, we could just name tons of these fucking nutcases all day long.
That kind of mentality that you wanted. It sounded like after Charlie died that you really, really didn't want that you thought it was a terrible thing to do.
Well,
So
that's
please don't
the
make excuses.
point. Yeah, look, that's the point, Gillian, that I would make is it's going to be very interesting to me what people on the conservative right in America say by way of their reaction to what Donald Trump has said here. Because if there's any support for this from MAGA, from his supporters, his friends, from anyone, then it flies completely in the face of that whole debate after Charlie Kirk, when so many on the left.
See, this is where we're at. We're at the pearl clutching is hitting ridiculous levels now. Like, again, Trump, I think, has been fairly criticized for this. And that's it. We move on. That's all it is like, I don't agree with Trump. He shouldn't have said that. I think it was bad move, bad optics. Now, it's kind of like we've kind of moved into where Trump constantly calls the Epstein situation the Epstein hoax, because it's lost all meaning because of how much it's been co-opted by people. And so people pretend to be offended over when he says the Epstein hoax. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying that there were no victims. That's not what he's saying. Shut the fuck up. He's saying that the Epstein situation has been completely hijacked by a bunch of left-wing lunatics, and it's been turned into something to attack Trump over. That's it. That's exactly what's happening with the Rob Reiner story. The Rob Reiner story now is it's an opportunity to now test people that are MAGA. Hey, do you denounce President Trump's comments about Rob Reiner? And if you don't, that means you're a problem. It's like, well, fuck you, first of all. I don't have to denounce any fucking thing. Originally, I did disagree with him, but now I'm just going to say I agree with him because you can go fuck yourself, because now you're trying to weaponize this shit against his own supporters. That's what they're doing. And it only took a couple of hours for this shit to happen.
Behaved disgustingly. I remember calling it out at the time. And then here, the idea that he was murdered because of something to do with his views of Donald Trump, which is complete nonsense. It's I'm not just disappointed. I'm angry with it.
I completely agree with you.
I wish I was on the panel right now. You're angry. You're angry, Piers. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Really, Piers? Okay. Let's see. Hang on. Okay. Piers, you're so angry. Really? Okay. Were you angry about any of this? Were you angry about any of these things that he said about Trump? Fact, Trump colluded with Russia. He did it in plain sight. That is a fucking lie. Were you angry about that? Were you angry that he straight up lied about President Trump? Right here, the president of the United States is committing treason in plain sight. Here's where we are. Putin backs up loans to Trump. Trump gives Putin, not U.S., a heads up on Iran attacks. Were you offended by this? Were your feelings hurt? See, this is where, like, you can't just, a MAGA supporter cannot just criticize Trump and call it like it is. Because the moment that we do that, which I stand by everything I said, but the moment that a Trump supporter criticizes Trump, the left tries to blow it out of proportion and turn it into something that it was not. And all it makes people like me do is go back and go, all right, I said my criticism. Fuck you. I stand with Trump. I hope he trolls the living fuck out of you now. It's the same mentality as when Fuentes went on with Piers Morgan and he's like, do you agree with this? Do you agree with this? Like, he's like, yeah, everything I said was accurate, because who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? It's crazy. It's like all I wanted to do was call the dude out, and I did, and I stand by what I said. You guys are turning it into something that it's not. Oh, my bad. I was trying to go over here.
It was on Brandon Tatum's Instagram.
Back this up.
When I completely agree with you and Jank here. I will say that when I woke up and learned about this, it was on Brandon Tatum's Instagram, and he actually showed the clip of you talking to Rob Reiner. So my hope is that any reasonable person on the right or the left finds political violence disgusting, any support of it disgusting. And I'm with both you and Jank. There's zero pushback over here. I'm extremely disappointed in the way Trump
it's not
handled
even,
this.
there's not even a suggestion it's political violence in this case, right? We don't know why the son did this.
Well, he didn't say that it was okay. What are we talking about? What the fuck is she talking about? He's basically saying, I don't give a shit about Rob Reiner. He hated my guts and he was bad for America, and I'm not going to give you fake sympathy. She said, I got to hear that shit again, dude. What the fuck? Why is John Bon Jovi on Piers Morgan anyway?
And Jank here. I will say that when I woke up and learned about this, it was on Brandon Tatum's Instagram, and he actually showed the clip of you talking to Rob Reiner. So my hope is that any reasonable person on the right or the left finds political violence disgusting, any support of it disgusting. And I'm with both you and Jank.
It's not political violence. His mentally ill son killed him, which is awful. It's awful. Absolutely awful. Like, now that I'm getting back to like just the story of Rob Reiner and his wife were murdered by their own son, and their daughter found their dead bodies. It is a horrible story. We are now at the place where they're trying to call it political fucking violence. Holy shit.
There's zero pushback over here. I'm extremely disappointed in the way Trump
it's not even,
this.
there's not even a suggestion it's political violence in this case, right? We don't know why the son did this.
Well,
other
either
than,
way,
it's not
Trump was
either
trying to
way.
imply-
It's not either way. There was no political violence at all. There's none.
That it was because of Trump derangement syndrome.
Right.
Any violence of any kind
I don't think
is
he was.
reprehensible. I'm not quite sure exactly what he was trying to imply, but I'm disappointed by his response. I have yet to see anybody on the right endorse that statement or celebrate the death of Rob Reiner. I certainly hope we don't, and I promise you that I would absolutely condemn anybody who does that.
Right.
I'm
let me
with you
bring
guys.
Mujahid in. I want to play a clip. This is another clip from the interview I did with him. I spoke to him for 45 minutes, literally in mid-September.
Oh my gosh, John Bon Jovi needs to stop. John Bon Jovi needs to go back to making music that Gary likes, okay? And not being on a panel talking about Donald Trump. Just go back to making music that Gary likes. You are not a political commentator, John. Okay? Like, we need some bad medicine, okay? Some living on a prayer. Wanted dead or alive, always. Bed of roses. Come on, man. John, why are you a panelist on Piers Morgan? Nandy for 50 says POTUS shouldn't have brought politics into his True Social post, especially the cause of the demise of Mr. Reiner and his wife. 2, the figs who think Trump is celebrating are Beardo level tarded. Beardo catching strays. Thank you, Nandy. I appreciate it. John freaking Murdoch. 450 says, not going to lie, I've never heard of Jillian Michaels, or I've never been a fan of Jillian Michaels. Hang on. I've never been a Jillian Michaels fan. If I could fucking read, I think she's overrated and past her heyday. I think I can't read, John. That's what I think. But thank you, John. How did I read it 4 times the wrong? That was not full Beardo. That was full Jay. Because Jay invents words into super chats that don't exist. Beardo just reads them wrong. Jay adds words that are never there. And that's what I did. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. JDT199 says, I would have ignored it if I was Trump, not even have touched it. Sometimes no words are more powerful. Libs would have been forced to get mad at him for not saying anything. I agree completely. King Moon Razor with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Let's see here. Jeeping Baylor says, I'm sick of this unity. Everyone should come together shit. This is good versus evil. There are people that are just evil or stand on the side of evil and they will never change. I don't want to unify. Well, I agree with that. I don't want to unify with these people either. King Marissa says, I'm taking up Jeremy's slack with gifts from Mossad. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need all the help I can get. John said, for 10 says, grift me, Jeremy. I'm just sick of everyone telling me what to say and how to act. I agree with your criticism of Trump on this, but please, people, stop telling me how to feel about anything. I agree completely on that. Let's continue this clown show.
It was a great interview. And I was very struck, actually, by the more mollifying tone that he took throughout this interview.
That's a great point in the chat, Bobby. I got to highlight your comment because I'm going to, oh my goodness. This panel is not mad at Rob Reiner's son at all. Just Trump. TDS gone wild. Holy shit. They are more angry at Trump for saying mean words than they are at Rob Reiner's own son for murdering his parents. That's incredible and accurate. Accurate AF. Mega Mike says, I have no issue with people on the right giving condolences to Rob Reiner. I have a problem with all of these moral grandstanding police officers on the right pretending to be outraged. They can fuck off. I agree completely.
About Trump, who he has been very critical of in the past. There's no question. He's ranted away about Trump like many in Hollywood have done.
So you see how Piers is now he's downplaying it. Dude, Piers. The fact that you're downplaying this, now I've got to pull this up. The fact that you're downplaying this is insane. Look at this right here. Right. I got to find it because I did have this bookmarked. Right here. Anybody remember this right here? Remember this? Rob Reiner checks himself into a facility over Trump election. This is from our friends over at That Part Place. This is next level shit, Piers. This is not like, he just criticized Trump a few times. Checks himself into a facility over the Trump election. Actor-director Rob Reiner checked himself into a facility today after a series of increasingly alarming blue sky posts in the wake of Donald Trump's election win. Reiner, who made a name for himself as the character Meathead in the sitcom All in the Family, has not been taking the results of the 2024 U.S. presidential election well. An outspoken Democrat and activist, Reiner engaged in a prolonged social media meltdown that started when the election of Donald Trump was called on November 5th and ended with a trip to a mental health facility early this morning. The director of films like Princess and Bride and When Harry Met Sally left Elon Musk's X platform for Blue Sky, but quickly found out that it wasn't social media paradise he assumed it would be. So on November 20th, Rob Reiner unleashed a series of posts on the platform that continued late into the night, ultimately accumulating in his arrival at a facility for his mental health. But yeah, let's go ahead and just Piers, let's just be like, so again, with that context, let's listen to what Piers had to say again.
And I was very struck, actually, by the more mollifying tone that he took throughout this interview about Trump, who he has been very critical of in the past. There's no question. He's ranted away about Trump like many in Hollywood have done. But in that interview, he struck a very different tone. And here's him talking about Trump and the fact the left kept calling him Hitler. Senator Ted Cruz has come out and said that people should stop using the Nazi rhetoric. And I feel very strongly about this. I think that you can absolutely go after Donald Trump in an aggressive way, but calling him...
I just want to point out that he pulled up every little mean thing that Fuentes has ever said and made Fuentes directly respond. Did you mean this? Did you mean that? Did you mean this? What did you mean by that? Do you stand by this? Why didn't you do the same to Rob Reiner? Why didn't he pull up every time Rob Reiner has said Trump was colluding with Russia? Why didn't you get him to address every single thing he's ever said about Trump?
Hitler or calling his supporters Nazis, I think crosses every acceptable line.
It doesn't get you where you want to be. I don't really know very many things that I agree with him on, but I also feel that if you go name calling like that,
literally what you've done,
it's not going to get you.
It's what you've done for 10 years, bro.
You have to rally people around the things that you agree with that are in disagreement with Donald Trump. And to me, the one area that, again, we both agree on is the freedom of speech and in the Constitution, First Amendment.
You know, there's an irony there with Jarhat about the name calling, because I don't know what Donald Trump thinks he'll achieve with this rant about Rob Reiner, as his body is still warm from this brutal murder. But whatever he thinks it will achieve, it will only, I think...
Yeah, like, how about this one right here, Piers? Until Trump goes to prison, I will no longer be posting on Twitter. I've had it with the insults and put downs. Fuck all of you MAGA assholes. There you have it right there. But hey, you know, no big deal. No big deal, right? Somebody says Candace Owens just tweeted. Did she? Let's see if I can find it. I don't follow her, so there's a lot going on, man. I got the Dolphins game going on. I'm watching that right now. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. We're going to get back to Rob Reiner stuff here in a minute. Candace Owens says, Erica and I had an extremely productive 4.5-hour meeting that I think we both feel should have taken place a lot earlier than it did. We agreed much more than I had anticipated. Of course, we also disagreed on various points and people as well. Most importantly, we were able to share intel and clarify intent. I will, of course, have a full rundown for all of you tomorrow as I'm currently exhausted, but I wanted to quickly let you guys know that absolutely nothing was held back, and the immediate result was that the tensions were thawed. What the fuck are we doing, man? What are we doing? This is Vince. Get in here and get this set. WrestleMania takes place in what? March? When's WrestleMania? Like WrestleMania WrestleMania is happening April. WrestleMania is happening in April. We are leading to WrestleMania right now. Vince McMahon is going to return. Okay. Candace Owens is going to show up first. Okay. Candace is going to be cutting promos. Candace is going to be talking about all these things. And then, boom. All of a sudden, music hits. Erica Kirk runs out with the cashes in Money in the Bank, puts a stone cold stunner on Candace Owens, and we are set up for WrestleMania. Candace Owens versus Erica Kirk. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. Thank you, Drunk 3PO, for the raid. I saw it. You'll live. But thank you for the raid from the Monday Hangover. Hail to the Monday Hangover. Candace Owens versus Erica Kirk with special guest referee Anna Paulina Luna. Greatest WrestleMania of all time. Boom. There you have it. I just made you $1 billion. I just made you $1 billion right then and there. Everybody would tune in. Everybody would watch. Okay? You know it. I know it. I don't know if Erica is tweeted out. I don't fucking follow Erica. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Look, right here. Candace update where she reveals that you have to watch her show tomorrow to find out. It's all professional wrestling, dude. It's all this is. Oh, man. I wish I had some Vince McMahon clips to play right now because there's so many Vince McMahon clips that I just want to play that just remind me of this. Like, I don't buy Erica or Candace Owens at this point. I don't buy either one of them. I just don't. I think that they are just trying their best to get as many people to pay attention so they can both make as much money as possible. That's what I think is happening right now. Good Lord. So, of course, I'm going to be watching Candace's show for the first time just so I can see what she's going to say. Good Lord. What a disaster. Okay, let's get back to this right here.
Anger and disappoint a lot of Americans, if not all Americans. And I just don't understand why he would use his gigantic platform so soon after someone is murdered to do this.
The harsh truth is this is who Donald Trump is. This is who he has always been. He's been cruel. He's been vulgar. He's lacked empathy. I mean, you just saw this right now. I'm glad you brought it up because I read it right before I came on your show. Rob Reiner and his wife, it seems that they were brutally and tragically murdered by their son, who apparently had mental health issues and drug problems. He was a beloved director. And you're seeing Donald Trump right now, who is the president of the United States, folks. He's the commander in chief. He's the representative of our country.
This guy, what's this guy's name? This guy's a lunatic, right? I'm pretty sure he's a lunatic.
And you just hope any president, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. What they say is this is a terrible tragedy, thoughts and prayers. Simple as that. But we've seen Donald Trump just even recently with Erica Kirk. I was on your show and we all praised. It was a consensus amongst the panel that when she forgave the alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, we all said that was very brave and a beautiful thing to do at the Arizona rally. What did Donald Trump do right after she said it? She goes, I don't forgive. I'm not as forgiving. Like, why would you say that? And then also with...
He did say that. Like, again, this is why, like, why are you upset that Trump, like, he literally said he doesn't forgive. Hang on, let me see if I can find that clip. Fucking Trump. Let's see. He literally said it. He's like, I don't wish the best for my enemies. I don't know if I could find it. Oh, that was such a great clip too. And yeah, so everybody's like, oh, I can't believe Trump did this. I can't believe he said that. Yeah, I'm not finding that clip right now. It was a great clip. That was a fantastic clip. Go back to this.
After he survived the assassination attempt, if you remember at the RNC, Pierce, he had that patch on his ear. They gave him a script. He was supposed to be decent, kind, meditative for the first 20 minutes. And then he mocked and ridiculed Paul Pelosi, who survived an assassination attempt by David DePape. So this is who he is. And Pierce, if I may say, he's been like this for 10 years. I've been saying it. Cenk's been saying it. Roland's been saying it. For everyone waking up today, where you been? This is who he is.
Well, where I've been, I've always called it out when he's done it after people die. I think there's a particularly distasteful aspect, and I'll bring Emily in here. When people have just been murdered, whether it's Charlie Kirk, whether it's...
Here's Trump right here. I think this is the clip we're looking for. Let's see. Right here.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent. And I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica. But now Erica can talk to me and the whole group, and maybe they can convince me that that's not right, but I can't stand my opponent. Charlie's angry. Looking down, he's angry at me now.
Thanks for the reminder. I'm glad he reminded us of that one.
It's Rob Reiner. It doesn't matter to me what their politics are. When they've been brutally murdered, the only decent, civilized, human thing to do is to just be respectful or do nothing. If your genuine feeling is what he's just ranted, well, don't say it.
Right. I feel like as the president of the United States, he does not, with all due respect, have any obligation to need to tweet about Rob Reiner. I feel like he has, other things going on, and that's reasonable. If I were in Trump's inner circle, would I had told him to post this? Probably not. I'd suggest strongly for.
I completely agree with her. It's just a bad look, man. It's a very bad look. Let's continue.
For him to just not say anything at all. The first I'm ever hearing of Rob Reiner is that he has Trump derangement syndrome, and that still doesn't change any of my empathy towards him. I didn't know who he was. I'm hearing now he was talented. In fact, one of the first impressions I've had of him was Donald Trump's tweet. But I really think we're doing a disservice by drawing parallels from this to political violence, even bringing up Charlie Kirk's murder. I get why you brought it up, Pierce, because you're saying, well, if you don't like how the left celebrated his death, don't celebrate this. But nobody's celebrating Rob Reiner's death. I hope, as Jillian said,
it sounds like Donald Trump is getting. Yeah, but look, it does sound like he's getting.
Think so.
Absolutely not. He's not. He's just not giving sympathy like everybody else because he doesn't actually care. That's really what it comes down to. He just doesn't care. He's not celebrating it. He just doesn't care.
Getting pretty close to it. I mean, when he says that, he got killed reportedly due to the anger he caused others with his mind-crippling disease, Trump derangement syndrome. There is zero evidence for any of that. He got killed by his deeply disturbed son after what the TMZ and New York Post and others are reporting.
You know what else there's no evidence of, Piers? Russia collusion, which is what Rob Reiner spent a decade plus accusing Donald Trump of. It's amazing how you didn't seem to want to focus in on that when you had Rob Reiner on.
It was a terrible family argument. The son, Nick, who's now 32, was a screenwriter who'd battled and talked openly about, made a film about drug addiction, homelessness, and so on. But apparently, used whatever kind of implement to slit the throats of his parents.
Yeah.
I
hear you. I'm not justifying it.
So I'm not saying that. I don't think there's any political motivation for this attack whatsoever. But Donald Trump has made it political by inferring very clearly that this happened because Rob Reiner attacked him, and that to me is where
I disagree. I disagree, Pierce. I'll tell you what I think his intention was, and I will also preface by saying he did not get the message across. I feel like his intention was, hey, everybody, look, although this man hated me, and although he had Trump derangement syndrome, he ended it, putting up together with "May they rest in peace," whatever. I feel like what his intention was even though I disagree with him, the guy died, and I'm sorry for him. He did that in possibly the worst way.
Stop it.
And I just don't feel like this is really shocking to anybody here. I feel like we've all been following Trump over the last 10 years. And as Wajahat said, that's his style. You like it or not, that's who he is. This tweet was wrong, but it's not, necessarily so shocking for all of us to see. And also, it shouldn't be going after
I actually did find it quite shocking. And I have known Trump a long time.
What are you shocked about, Piers? Look, there's people that are memeing on it now. So right here. This is amazing. All right. So this is Trump's tweet, okay? This is what somebody posted. They said, "I was touched by Trump's response to a recent tragedy." They put what he led with and what he finished with. And if you leave 95% of what Trump said, it sounds so nice. All he needed to say was that. That's all he needed to say. But instead, he added all this. Oh, shit. Fuck. It's so funny, dude. It's not, but it is. It's really fucking funny, actually. It's funny because Trump doesn't give a fuck. He just doesn't give a fuck. And that's what's funny. And it makes the left mad because they want him to care, and he just doesn't give a shit. And of course, it's leading to memes. So right here, we're live at Rob Reiner's funeral, and wait, what's this? It's by God, it's Donald Trump with a steel chair. So now the memes are flowing, because this is what happens on the internet. So there you have that. Let's continue.
Time. I'm a friend of Trump's, good, bad, and ugly. And I got to say, Roland, there's no defense for this.
Oh,
I can't. Defense. I don't know what the hell.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
I just heard. Let's be clear. He has no morals, no values, no decency, no ethics, no principles. This is who he is. This is not a shock at all. He's a narcissist. He is someone who makes everything about him. And so this is who this man is. This is who he was, not in the last 10 years, Piers, but going back to when he was descending down those escalators. Going before that, the whole thing with Obama and the birther. This is who this man is.
Well, he's always been a trash talker.
So I'm not
Roland, hang on.
Not trash talker.
Hang on a second. Look, he's always been a trash talker. Right, he's a New York real estate guy. He's a trash talker, and I would say, I know, I'm going to come to that. In relation to general trash talk, my God, the left talk trash about him. Right, as I said in that clip, so all the Hitler stuff, the Nazi stuff, all that, it's a two-way street. The trash talking. This is a particular thing. Which angered me. It angered me when I saw his reaction to Colin Powell dying, to John McCain dying. I just think there's just got to be on all sides when public figures like this die, whether they're great politicians or they're great movie people, whatever it is, there just has to be a basic decency. If people get killed or murdered or whatever it is, or die after great lives and careers, just either be decent or don't say anything.
Here's the deal. This all sides is nonsense. First, listen, the regular average person who's out there on social media, that's one thing. But it's called being a statesman for a reason. I'm literally sitting here. I grabbed my book, Master of the Senate of LBJ, and it was amazing.
Did this dude just advertise his book? Holy shit, that was fucking hilarious.
Cairo.
The whole thing was just about him advertising his book. That's it.
Cairo talks about how LBJ
how when he was president, how he spoke and moved differently publicly than he did when he was majority leader of the Senate, because he saw the presidency and the respect for the institution. This person has none. This is no shock. There's a reason I don't even call him president, because he does not rise to the occasion in that way. This is who he is. He will degrade people. He will say these things. I am not shocked by it because he is despicable in this way. And there's no defense. There's no, I think he meant, he meant exactly what he wrote.
Okay, look, I want to move on to Australia, but I do want to end by just playing a clip, another clip from that interview with Rob Reiner, which I think is a nice way to remember him, because ironically, I said to him, because we've just been talking about Charlie Kirk, I said, Rob, when the day comes when you're no longer with us, and I hope it's not for a long time, very ironic given what's now happened, but I said, I would love to know, out of all your movies, which one would you choose? And he said this: should the moment come when we need to remember the work of Rob Reiner, which is the one for you of everything you've ever done that you would most like to be remembered for?
I always say Stand By Me, to me, is the one that meant the most to me. I don't know that it's the best, it's for other people to decide, but it's the one that meant the most to me because it really is an extension of my personality and my sensibility. It has a mixture of humor and melancholy and emotion, and it's something that is closest to me of all the films I've done.
And
Princess Bride, Stand By Me, A Few Good Men, those are the standouts right there. I don't know if I've ever seen When Harry Met Sally. I know that that's an iconic one, but A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kiefer Sutherland, Kevin Bacon, insane. Like, what a fucking phenomenal movie. But anyway, we'll move on from that. Virtue signaling at its finest, for sure. Tons of that. However, MAGA Mike just said it in the chat, and I gotta say, Ryan for the win once again. This guy says, "Dear whites," and this is a real question: why is murdering your parents such a common thing? And when you do it with in such a violent manner. Ryan responded, "Most of our parents are still in our lives. Hope this helps." Ryan for the win. There it is. So there you have it. So everybody's telling me John Campea went on a rant today about this. Now, first of all, here's what's interesting about this, okay? If you hate Trump and you've hated Trump for the last decade, I don't care what you think about anything that Trump has to say. So when people like John Campea and Angry Joe and all of these lefties that just cry about Trump constantly, every day, all day, I don't care how much you cry. It means absolutely nothing. No one cares. No one cares at all. But there are a lot of people that support Trump that criticized his take today. And I think that those criticisms are far more valid than people that have been crying about him constantly. So Beckinator places, they celebrated Charlie's death and desecrated gatherings. One of their own dies and right collectively goes meh, and suddenly it's unacceptable. They are reaching big time for sure. Packy Proton says, if they all are friends, what is Turning Point? What if Turning Point is using Candace for free publicity? Has Turning Point gone back to college campuses? Since the shooting, they've turned it into a WWE, like you said. I think they've been in enclosed areas at campuses, I think. Red Review Studio says, in a way, I did not like what Trump said on Twitter about the death of an actor, but does not change anything. I call it when it's wrong, and I call it when it's right, so Trump is doing a good job. That is fair, 100%. What's up? The Gilk Man for 20 says, on this day back in 2017 is when I first met you for the first time. You're a person who I don't agree with on a lot, but you've always had my back, and I appreciate you for it. Just like I'll always have your back. Much love. Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. It's good to hear from you, man. I hope you're doing well, Thomas. Hail to you, the Gilk man. Appreciate it, man. I haven't talked to you in a while, man. We need to catch up. So, Red Review says, I am starting to believe Trump is the honey badger because he does not care. He really doesn't, man. His ability to trigger these people is something that should be studied. Madney says, it's almost like everything on the internet is fake and gay, except Jeremy. He isn't fake. Alan Zedek says, I agree. Not a 9/11, not a 9/11 level. She was close. I don't think she was close. I think she was throwing something out there, and you can justify it by anything. Yeah, man. Candace is a fraud. But I'm starting to wonder if Turning Point is a fraud as well. MAGA Mike says, I see mostly MAGA women rejecting the pearl clutching, fake outrage, and emotional manipulation about Trump's post. They got bigger balls than the men. Vault 95 says, Jeremy has a weak little 4K forklift license. Small. Jeremy from Alabama says, Trump said Rob Reiner had something to do with the Russia hoax during the bill signing. Well, I think what he means is the constant just pushing that narrative is what I think he meant by that. I think. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with a gifted membership. Thank you, MAGA Mike says, also Thomas Massey is still fake and a whiny douche. Yeah, I saw him crying about Trump's tweet. I don't care what he has to think. I really don't. Rob says, why do you think that podcast guy is right, DJ Cobra? Oh, the guy that was talking about how they're all friends? Because of the behavior. You know, like, you don't accuse someone of covering up the murder of their husband and then go, let's have a private meeting together. I mean, if I believed that people were capable of the things that Candace has alluded to, I'm not having a private meeting in person with these people if I think that there's any chance that they were in on a massive cover-up. So the fact that they're having a private meeting for 4 hours when Candace has accused, number one, on one hand, let's look at it from Candace's perspective. If Candace believes that Turning Point has been involved in the cover-up of Charlie Kirk's murder and they had involvement in it, why would you want to take a meeting with them? On the flip side, Candace Owens has accused Erica and Turning Point of covering up all of these things. Why would Erica want to have a meeting with Candace? And on top of that, making the announcement together like they did seems really gay. Seems really coordinated. So it's all relative, okay? All relative. I have had, I've had discussions with YouTubers that are far bigger than me, far bigger followings than me, millions and millions of subscribers. And we had maybe issues or beef or whatever. I've hashed it out with them privately. I didn't make an announcement. I didn't make a big deal of it. And I wasn't interested in us talking publicly. They were. I wasn't. Because personally, I felt like it was manipulative on their end. I was like, I don't want to have a conversation with you. I don't care how many million subscribers you have. I think you're trying to manipulate me. I think you're trying to use your following so that you can get on a stream with me and you can, I don't know what you're capable of, but no, I don't know you. And there's no motivation for you to even want to talk to me. So there's got to be an ulterior motive. So I just think that the whole thing is weird of them two announcing that they're going to have a meeting. The whole thing feels fake to me. The whole thing feels fake and performative. So that guy saying that only confirms my suspicion of it, because if you go watch my stream earlier, before I ever saw that podcast guy's comments, I said it's starting to feel like wrestling. It's starting to feel like WWE. We're being worked right now. And so he's only confirming my suspicions. Midget Menace says Nick Reiner's $4 million bond has been rescinded. He's staying locked up. Correct. Coopster says Cam Man and MCU fan challenge you and whoever you want in Fortnite. Would crush you, they said last night. You gonna play them? No. I'll pose the question. If you're so much better than me, why do you need to beat me to prove anything? I say go on and continue to be great. You don't need to beat up on little old me. Sounds like you're way above my level anyway. So, I don't know what's in it for pros to play me. I'm not good at Fortnite. So I don't know what the motivation would be. I think you guys should just continue to be awesome and play real players. I'm going to stick to the bot lobbies personally. MAGA Mike says, I'm glad Trump stood by it. The right is too diluted with weak pearl clutching men. Fuck them all. This is MAGA country now. Then cry some more. JDT says got back to see what Rob said about Rush Limbaugh after his death. Oh, go back and see. I did see that. Yep, I saw that one. Aaron says just wanted to wish you a happy Hanukkah. The boys miss you at the last Mossad meeting. Keep up the good work. Your work does not go unnoticed. I appreciate that. I've been working really hard for Israel. I want to make sure that no one knows that I work for Mossad, and I want to keep it that way. And so if you guys just keep that between us, by the way, don't tell anybody about Mossad because we're keeping that like way undercover. I don't need anybody knowing about that. We're keeping that on the low. But we've got some really big operations coming up very soon, like some really high level shit that I am not allowed to talk about. So I'm just going to trust all of you to keep that between us. I don't want the anti-Israel crowd to find anything out because those people are fucking nuts. I tell you what, if they got a clip of me saying I work for Mossad, it may crush my career. So we don't want this out there. MAGA Mike says, Rob Reiner claimed Trump committed treason. Chat, what is the penalty for treason? Chat. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, Chunk should shut up. He's part of the problem. MAGA Mike says, y'all see the trap MAGA dudes are falling into? No, what are you talking about? Like specifically? Bleeding Star says, I wouldn't have said it, but I also didn't get shot in the fucking ear. It's a good point. MAGA Mike says, people like Rob Reiner nearly ruined so many people's lives like mine during COVID. I will shed 0 tears over a Trump post. They all want us dead. I think the most important thing that was said tonight was, I think it was Bobby who said that people are more offended over Trump's tweets than Rob Reiner's own son for killing him. That's TDS in a nutshell right there. MAGA Mike says, if Trump croaked tomorrow, they would be celebrating in the streets and justifying it the way they did with Charlie Kirk. The right needs balls for fuck's sake. MAGA Mike says, Drunk 3PO laughed at my name once. I haven't forgotten, sir. By the way, here's my J Lurker tags. Look at that. J Lurker tags. River Miles says, Roland Martin Outdoors is black now. David says, I thought that was a guy. Cario says, this is Iridium X Games. I sent you the business proposal email. Oh, okay, noted. I'll check that out. Zwanny for 50 for my favorite Mossad agent. Let's fucking go. That's how you grift. It pays good to be part of Mossad. I would never say that on a stream because I didn't want to get clipped, but it really does, man. It pays really well. And like you get to hang out with Ben Shapiro. You got to, like, when you're a Mossad agent, you actually get to see the telephone books that Ben Shapiro sits on to make him look like he's taller when he's in his chair. Like that was one of the first perks that we got. They were like, do you want to see the telephone books that Ben Shapiro sits on so that he looks taller? I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. But I couldn't take video of it. I was like, dude, if I could get video of this shit. They're like, no, Ben gets really mad. And he still has he still has a very feminine voice. But as a matter of fact, I have a video I can't show you the video of Ben Shapiro, but I can show you what Ben Shapiro sounds like when he gets mad. And this is high level Mossad stuff here. So don't tell anybody I told you guys about this, but right here. This is, I got to find the video. This is what Ben Shapiro sounds like when he gets mad. Okay. History. Let's see. Where is it at? Okay, right here. This is what Ben Shapiro sounds like when he's mad, okay? Here we go. All right, here we go.
Fucking come on!
It's not going to happen. Anything else we can help you with tonight?
Yeah, giving him a ticket!
All right, it's not going to happen.
What the f- does he get to do whatever the fuck he wants for?
I just want to know, are you okay?
You dumbass! Why the fuck doesn't he get a ticket?
Ma'am, I can help you talk to somebody.
He didn't use his turn signal!
Holy shit, dude. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I've sounded like that in traffic. Okay, I have sounded like that a few times. All right, I don't think I would do it on camera, but I've done this a few times in traffic.
Why the fuck doesn't he get a ticket?
Ma'am, I can help you talk to somebody.
He didn't use his turn signal!
So the reason I got this pulled up is because somebody tagged me. All right, because they're making heavy metal songs now with her. So shout out to whoever tagged me in this, but here we go, right here. All right.
Why the fuck doesn't he get a ticket?
Ma'am, I can help you talk to somebody.
He didn't use his turn signal!
One more time.
Why the fuck doesn't he get a ticket?
Ma'am, I can help you talk to somebody.
He didn't use his turn
Woo! Yeah, so I don't know how long this goes on, but she gets really, it's like she's unhinged.
Ma'am, can I please call you an ambulance? Do you have any thoughts of harming yourself?
Where the fuck is he?
Who are you calling?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Man, as much as I'm laughing, I can relate to this chick a little bit, okay? When I'm in traffic, I can relate.
Who are you calling?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. If you keep calling 911, you could be shot. It's not.
I am getting harassed. People are breaking the law.
87 is on the line again. You can hang up.
So what the fuck are they being retarded for? Don't they need to do what the fuck I say now?
Jayla? Jayla, you are in an emotional state. I can't talk with you.
All of you stupid, fat, fucking white privileged motherfuckers keep costing me money, and you do whatever the fuck you want. I wish I was a cop so I could shoot all of you. The fuck up and get a pat on the back for it. You stupid.
Okay.
Good Good Lord.
They're not. You could get charged.
Honestly, like, if I yelled that much, I'd probably get lightheaded. Like, this is insane.
Okay.
That's a demon.
I can't take it. And then fucking take it.
She rode me the entire way from that stop back.
She keeps calling 911. We'll use that as an avenue, just like the other night.
I'm
I'm just
taking
going to get her out of the car. She'll go to the hospital.
She threatened to run us over. She threatened to shoot us.
I just don't want to fight with her in the car with her running. So if we can get her out, if we can get her out, if she can get out on her own, if we can get her out somehow. Thanks. Would you like to talk to him?
Yeah, I fucking would. Get the fuck over here now.
Well, he's not going to come over there. Would you like to talk to him?
Did I not just fucking say yeah? Am I retarded? Am I fucking stuttering?
He'll talk with you on the sidewalk.
Why the fuck do I need to get on a sidewalk? Okay. I will pull the fuck over there then.
He was like, whichever officer pulled away without their.
He'll talk to you on the sidewalk. He's not going to talk.
So I need to pull the fuck over there because he's that fucking fat and lazy.
Well, if you would like to have a conversation, you can attempt it.
You don't know how to use your fucking turn signal when you're leaving, huh?
When did I use my signal?
When you were leaving, you didn't use it, and then you saw me following you, and then you thought to start fucking using it. You know you didn't use it.
When I exited from.
Yeah.
Can you let me finish so I can answer your question or no?
Go ahead.
Look, I used my signal.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I'm sorry you think that way, but I did.
Literally, you and your fucking butt buddy did it. Both of you fucking did it.
You can believe that, but I know I did. I used to make my right hand turn, and then my left hand turn, and then my right hand turn, and then my left hand turn.
Oh my fucking God!
I did it.
No, you didn't!
Jayla, would you like to file a complaint?
Yeah!
Then you can head to the lobby and we have the paperwork for you.
Why is she walking like Brock Lesnar, dude?
Okay, hands behind you.
Yeah, watch out! It's broken!
Hands behind you.
It's broken! Ow!
All right, just.
You're touching my broken hand! You're touching my broken hand! I will fucking kill you!
Watch him out. She's sweaty.
You're touching my broken hand!
Get it in.
Get off of me!
Jeez!
This will
Stay on your side. Just stay on your side.
I can really see why you're all fucking white.
Would you like to sit up? Would you like to sit up?
I want to sit up.
Okay, this is what you're gonna do. Bring your knees up.
I cannot breathe.
Bring your knees up. And you can sit up. But if you fight or resist here, you're gonna have to go back right there. Just sit.
Just stand like that.
Off is broken. I'm not doing shit with that hand. Who the fuck touched my car?
Get the move so ambulance get through.
What fucking ambulance? I'm not getting in a fucking ambulance. No, you're gonna repo my fucking car!
No.
I want my car! You fucking give me my car! Give me!
Dude, my fucking ears, like, this is worse than listening to Epic Mike during Mario Kart. You know it's bad. Like, I would take listening to Mike yell during Mario Kart all day over this shit. I got a fucking headache.
It's hard.
No, I'm not. Just to the curb spine. We'll carry her.
No, give me my car!
Get in here. Each grab a leg. All right. One, grab a leg. No, what? No!
Give me my fucking car!
Go. Damn.
Yeah, you stupid. That's what the fuck happens when you touch my shit.
Hold it down. Whichever.
Phone. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. Give me my phone.
Am I gonna let go? You okay?
Hey, you stupid shit. You retarded. What the fuck am I gonna move? Give me my phone. Bro, what the fuck?
Hey,
Give me my phone, bro.
All right. We have individual. Don't do it. Let's start with the mic. Yeah, I'm on it. Okay, we go.
What the fuck, bro? Give me my phone. Give me my fucking phone. Give me my fucking phone.
Yeah, where's the spit hood? You don't carry a spit hood? Anybody got a spit hood? Yep, check it on Adam's face.
Don't touch my face. Don't touch my face. Don't touch my
Yes. All right, lean forward.
I want my phone. Give me my phone. I want my phone. Don't touch my face. Don't touch my face, please. Please don't touch my face.
You want to sit up? I can't stop it. I want to sit up. Please sit up. Secure. Until I can run it.
All of you dudes in the chat saying you can fix her. You have my respect. Godspeed, okay? Because I don't think you can.
I'm broken.
Just attach it to the. Jesus. I need a lockdown.
Where the fuck is my phone? You don't get to just hold my phone from me. That's what the fuck happens when you touch my ass, you dirty hoe. When do I get my phone back? When? Oh, what fucking time is it? My animal needs medicine! I want my fucking phone!
Who got spit on? You got spit on?
Yeah.
The face?
No.
No, don't fucking lie.
She says you want to stab somebody, shoot somebody.
Run me over.
Run them over. Okay.
Call them.
When the fuck do I get my phone?
Your phone's on the red thing.
Your personal possessions will be given to you at the hospital, okay?
No, I want my phone now.
At the hospital.
Someone take my car to the hospital.
You go in.
But she's a danger to she's a danger to society. I don't even know what led to all of this, but this person is not well.
A few months after this incident, the woman was arrested again, caught in another wild confrontation you'll want to see. As for this case, she was charged with 3 counts of aggravated battery on a peace officer, disorderly conduct, and filing a false 911 report. She was adjudicated guilty of filing the false report, while the other charges were dropped. She was sentenced to 90 days in jail, but she had already served 141, so no additional time was required. She also received 24 months of probation with conditions including random drug testing, community service, and a curfew. On top of that, she was ordered to pay more than $3,000 in fines and fees.
Yes,
Taking my car to the hospital.
I think we told.
Don't miss the sequel to this video or watch another exciting episode.
I kind of want to watch it, but I'm not right now. We may have to watch the sequel. I can't. I have a headache right now after listening to her just scream. Holy shit, man! That was. I I was not prepared to watch all of that. And now I regret, my headache regrets it. So good Lord, man. Whew. What a disaster. Rob says that thank you for your analysis, Jeremy. That retail experience comes in handy years later, as does the wrestling promotional experience. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. The good Tom King says that give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Yep. We got Epically Eddie says you need to watch Antoon's metal version of this Psycho. Does anyone have it? Part 2 tomorrow? I think so. I think we should watch part 2 tomorrow. I'm down for that, but not tonight. Red Mage says someone needs to make a heavy metal meme with this. I had this in the background working with my friend and was wondering what the fuck, somebody dying. Apparently there is. So if people can tag me in that or whatever, I will absolutely check that out. FMJHP says she is why people believe in demonic possession. And they would be right. Master MK says Jeremy must have been hanging at the bathhouse with Don Lemon with his communist take on Trump truth about Rob R. What's communist about it? I literally just spent the last hour laughing about the whole thing. Master MK, you sound mega gay, okay? If I have one take that you don't agree with, don't just go crying about it, okay? Life is full of people that are going to have disagreements with you, okay? Don't be a single issue libertarian loser, okay? Not a big deal. Carrie Ho says, let's not forget Pierre's treatment of Omarosa. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, Rob Reiner and his wife killed by their son, but Trump is the bad guy because of mean words. Somehow mean words is violence, but slicing and dicing is okay. That's leftist logic right there. MAGA Mike says, Ryan just 15 minutes ago had the very best X response to all of this in a total classic Ryan take. Yes, 100%. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, Piers, Trump respected the queen when she passed. He did. Bird Up says, read about this stuff LBJ did as president. YouTube censor won't let me super chat. Get this guy out of here. MAGA Mike says, per CBS, Trump has filed a $10 billion lawsuit against the BBC. Let's go. Yes, that just happened. Aaron Adams says, TPUSA was a fraud, especially in the last year. John McClans says, listen, my foot is gangrene over this Xmas movie crap. It's not. RR being offed by his kid is some sick shit. Lighten up, lefties. Trump being Trump. MAGA Mike says, I was talking about the moral high ground trap MAGA dudes are falling into. Don't play leftist moral games. They lie and they're better at it. I agree with that. I mean, that's why, again, I stand by my criticisms of Trump, and we leave it at that. But the pearl clutching and the moral, purity test and all of that, that's where you lose me completely. And then I just kind of revert back to like, I don't care. I don't care if you're offended. I don't care if this bothers you. I don't care if you think lesser of me. I don't care, I didn't like what Trump did. I didn't think it was helpful in his position, especially where we're heading. But that's it. I still support Trump 100%. I'm still MAGA 100%. That's not changing ever. And the left is now taking this opportunity to go, if you support this, you're a bad person. And it's like, okay, well, then I support that. I support it 100% now. Now I do support it just because you are trying to use this to weaponize. And so Manny says, I can fix her. Taters Vivo says, I can fix her. Ryan, probably. Peter says, don't do drugs, kids. Mod Eric says, Jeremy, can you confirm or deny that Mossad agents are going to give Candace a Thai, Swedish, whatever massage? Will you provide the happy ending? I mean, I just want to referee the match between Candace and Erica. I just want to be the referee. That's all. Brian Stewart says, remember, you owe us truck videos. Dash cam, please. TJ says, you got here. YouTube doesn't like me sending me notifications for you. What the F is going on here? I don't know. I don't know why YouTube notifications have always been a weird thing. So I don't know why you're not getting notifications. Mitchell Field says, hey guys, she is single. TJ says, Ryan can fix her. Get him in here now. MAGA Mike says, this is why every right-wing account pearl clutching about Trump's post looks like to me. James says, this is a fully metastasized TES, the end game for liberals. Dang it, what am I watching? I have a headache. Seriously, no bullshit. I do. CG says, imagine if those officers were all black and she said, I can see why you're all blank black. I have a headache now. I think she wants her phone though. Truly, is that Sarah? Truly Girl says, maybe she can touch grass. CG says, Legend says she's still screaming for her phone. She might be. Steven Stray says, imagine if they got her the wrong order in the drive-thru. Ryan's future wife. I'm sure that she would get, dude, it is there. I need to see more memes of that. I'm not prepared right now, but here we go right here. Erica Kirk had a productive conversation with Candace. More to come from both of us. Looking forward to AmFest this week. Time to get back to work. This is so gay. All right. This is so gay. I don't buy any of this. I ain't buying Erica Kirk. I ain't buying Candace Owens. I'm buying 100% bullshit. This is professional wrestling in the political world. That's all it is. They want you to be emotionally invested. I ain't buying that. Not even a little bit. This is pathetic. So here we go. Candace Owens concludes 4.5-hour meeting with Erica Kirk, says it was extremely productive. We agreed on much more than I anticipated. Of course, we also disagreed on various points, and most people as well. Most importantly, we were able to share intel and clarify intent. I will, of course, have a full rundown for you tomorrow. Make sure you like and subscribe so I can grift off of this meeting. Bullshit. I think this makes both of them look bad at this present time. I think it makes them both look bad. So there you have it. Everything is fake and gay. Everything. I can't believe it. Pathetic. Let's see here. Got that. All right, we got so again, if you buy into this, that's totally fine. But I do not buy into this. I think this is all emotional manipulation that we've seen time and time again. But here we have it right here. The BBC has just been sued for $10 billion by President Trump for manipulating or manipulatively editing his January 6th speech to make him sound like an insurrectionist. The BBC is cooked. So this is what they did right here.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. We're going to walk.
They are in trouble. They are fucked. Trump is going to destroy them, and he's going to own them. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens. So another dub for Trump is on the way. Find this right here. Boom. 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 Okay. Let's see here. The Under Armour Gamer says, Jared, have you finished Tulsa King yet? I can't wait for next season. The ending is so good. I am not caught up completely on Tulsa King. I think I'm like 3 or 4 episodes into this season. So I'll be catching up on that soon. I am caught up with Landman. I'm almost caught up on Pluribus. So yeah, Tulsa King is great though. I can't wait to get caught up on it. So I'm glad you liked the ending. I can't wait to see it. Let's see. Thanks for streaming while I deliver, you fig. Well, thank you, man. Let's see, a thumbs up right there. I missed the part where President celebrated Rob's death, just said how he felt about the guy. Yep, that's it. But again, all they do is lie and manipulate. Dragon Dance says, after paying attention to Trump for 10 years, I've learned just to wait and see how things play out. When he says something, this will blow over. It will. Zeroist says, Jeremy, what do you think of James Fishback, the candidate for Florida governor? He seems pretty base to me. I don't know a lot about him. I know that I saw a thing where like Asmongold was like promoting him or something or endorsing him for Florida governor, even though Asmon doesn't live here. So I don't know really. So I guess, Byron Donalds has the Trump endorsement, and he seems like he's got a pretty, direct line to the governor's job with Trump, endorsing him. But we'll see. We'll see. Schroes McGoat says, Ella Cook must be avenged. That's that's the Young Republicans girl, right? That was murdered. Act Natural says, one more time. All the Mo Kisses says headache tax. I got a big headache after watching that crap earlier. Big time headache. That was an insane headache. Property tax theft. Yes, as a Brown University girl. Yeah. I mean, this whole thing has just been a complete disaster. I mean, you've got I saw this earlier. Police refused to say what the Brown University mass shooter yelled as he committed the tragedy. This whole thing has been embarrassing to say the least. Now, I haven't really covered much of this, but let's do a bit of backstory for some of you. There's just been so much news that it's been hard to keep up with everything. But right here.
Fox News alert. There's a manhunt underway for the shooter who left 2 dead and 9 wounded at Brown University Saturday. Students were holding a study session for finals when a masked man entered the lecture hall armed with a long gun and started firing. Here's an eyewitness.
I was standing in the front, so as soon as he walked in, he immediately saw me and I immediately saw him. And then I look to my right and I see a bunch of students running down the stairs, running out the door, jumping on the ground, just whatever it takes to stay alive. When I saw him, I saw a gun. I genuinely thought okay, this is the end of the road for me.
How soon did he start shooting after he entered the room?
He just started shooting right away. There was no hesitation.
That guy and about 20 other students ducked behind a long desk inside the auditorium and just waited for the gunshots to stop. The AP says around 40 rounds were fired. This went down around 4:05 Saturday afternoon in Rhode Island. Brown University didn't send out an alert until 17 minutes later, telling students to shelter in place. And not a single one of the sirens on campus went off. Apparently, the Providence police and campus safety officers didn't make it to the scene of the crime in time to apprehend the shooter. Students were locked down for 9 hours, crouching underneath desks, barricading themselves behind their beds.
I will go back to every single school in this country should have armed security. There are veterans, there are former police officers, there are plenty of people that are qualified. And the fact that we are willing to put money into all of this other shit, but we won't put money into protecting schools is absolutely fucking ridiculous. It pisses me off. Yes, good guy with the gun, Sean Green. Good guys with guns win every time. Good, you put a good guy with the gun, and that's always going to be the best option.
Texting "I love you" to their family, while police went door to door. At 6 a.m. the following day, Brown lifted the lockdown. One of the victims was 19-year-old sophomore Ella Cook. She was the vice president of Brown's Republican Club, an Alabama native who was a devout Christian. Her pastor described her as a tremendous bright light, and she may have been the most prominent Republican on campus. Brown's considered the most liberal of all the Ivy League schools, so any members of the college Republicans would be very well known.
The family of Ella Cook, the Alabama young woman who was a sophomore, has been told that she was the target of what happened at Brown. I have no idea whether that's true.
And the other thing is, if the police are telling Brown students that they are safe, they don't have to shelter in place anymore, but they don't have a suspect in custody, I think that also suggests that this was some kind of targeted attack.
Well, we haven't confirmed that yet, but Primetime's investigating. We're also hearing that the shooter may have screamed something before he opened fire. We haven't confirmed that, and police have been very coy.
There's a report the shooter yelled something right before his shot came in. Can you tell us what that was?
Yes, part of the investigation.
Is there anything else inside that auditorium that you can tell us?
No,
Did he yell though? Did say something?
That's something that we're investigating. We took statements and
Is there any audio from the scene? Any cell there? There are a lot of cell phones there. Any audio for somebody?
We're gonna wrap it up here.
So a guy walks into an Ivy League building, lets off 40 rounds, murders 2 people, walks out, and 3 days later, we have no idea where he is or who he is. I guess we're assuming it's a he, but we don't even know that for sure. And police won't even say if it's a man or a woman. Police thought they had their suspect, a white Army veteran.
Yeah, so they brought the wrong person in. They spammed his picture all over social media because he was a white person, a white male. And so they wanted to put that narrative out there. Turned out that was wrong.
Now someone's in custody. How you all are working together to garner that information.
Custody is the wrong word.
Someone being detained, rather.
Correct.
But late last night, they said, oops, wrong guy.
Shortly, we will be releasing the person of interest who had been detained earlier today.
Providence Mayor.
You think this guy, like, just look at this guy. Like, seriously, what are we doing here?
Interest who had been detained earlier today.
Providence Mayor Brett Smiley isn't even sure releasing this guy was the right call.
So you're absolutely convinced the person of interest had nothing to do with this?
We're not saying that definitively. What we're saying is that after a review of the evidence that was gathered, it was determined that the person of interest needed to be released.
CBS is reporting that investigators had to restart the investigation after early missteps that cost them several hours. As things stand tonight, Rhode Island doesn't seem to have any leads. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for any tips that could lead to an arrest. And moments ago, officials held a presser to release new images of the suspected shooter, sporting all black threads with a beanie and a face mask, walking on a sidewalk in the vicinity of the shooting. This was recorded a couple hours before the shooting, so it looks like it was premeditated and this person was casing the area. These are the clearest surveillance videos that we have so far, and there's not much to go on. All I can say is we can probably rule out a black guy. We're looking at a chubby white, Hispanic, or Muslim male, about medium height. Even with the new surveillance out, the police won't tell us anything.
Is there a new description you can give us?
There is, and it will be on that poster that we're going to be releasing on the images.
Okay, so millions of people were watching the police chief live, and he said he'd put it out online. Why wouldn't he just tell us? Well, we checked online, and 2 hours later, he said the suspect is light-skinned and stocky. Brown University has over 800 security cameras across campus. Cameras are located in campus buildings and walkways and public streets, but not a single camera got a clear shot of this guy going into the building or leaving the building. And Police Chief Oscar Perez has been confused from the jump.
Brown University is the most camera-ridden, most conscious piece of real estate in Rhode Island, and yet there seems to be little or no video evidence outside of that clip. Is there a lot more video that we're just not able to see yet because of the ongoing investigation? Or is there simply no video?
So what we shared with you the other day is what we have.
Okay. We have high resolution.
You know, I think I know how he got his job right here. I think I know. I got to find it though. Give me just a minute. Hang on. Let's see here. All right. I have I'm not saying this 100%, okay? But like I think that I've obtained footage. So my investigation, I'm probably a little bit better. I'm probably a little bit better at investigations than the Rhode Island Police Department, okay? But I will say that I'm pretty sure that I have uncovered the biggest I've uncovered the biggest, most important story right here. So let's listen to him one more time. Okay.
No video evidence outside of that clip. Is there a lot more video that we're just not able to see yet because of the ongoing investigation? Or is there simply no video?
So what we shared with you the other day is what we have.
Okay. So I have obtained video to tell you exactly how he got elected to this position. Ladies and gentlemen, here you have it.
If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
That's a hell of a pitch right there. So one more time, let's listen. This is exactly it right here.
If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
I think we've uncovered it. I think we know now how he got elected. Vote for Pedro. If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true. Boom. That's how we ended up here in this position right here.
Okay. We have high resolution cameras for speeding tickets, but not for mass shooters at Ivy League schools. Brown's tuition is $70,000 a year. The school's endowment is $8 billion. And someone just walked on campus, murdered 2 students, and got away. And the president of the university is playing catch up.
President, with all due respect, 6 hours after the shooting, and you said you don't know what.
I did not know Janet Reno was still around. I'll be honest, I was shocked. I did not know Janet Reno was still around. That was scary.
What was going on in that classroom? How does that happen? Were they taking an exam? Were they meeting for a club?
I don't know. I don't know.
6 hours later, you're the president and you don't know.
I do not know.
So, that's kind of concerning.
Trump says Brown dropped the ball, but the FBI is there if they need them.
They had their own guards, they had their own police, they had their own everything, but you'd have to ask that question really to the school, not to the FBI. We came in after the fact.
The FBI doesn't have jurisdiction over this case. When the locals ask for help, they'll help, but the locals are running this investigation. And even the local media has had it with their leadership.
President Donald Trump has said that Brown University is to blame for this shooting, saying it's the school.
I will say, and I think that this is a tactical mistake on, the Trump administration's part, but we got to call it like it is. I've already proven I will criticize Trump administration. Now, I know you guys have heard that there's rumors that Dan Bongino is going to be maybe stepping down from his position. We learned that Dan Bongino actually has a new job, and you see him right there. So I want to congratulate Dan Bongino on the new position right here as sign language guy. So congratulations, Dan Bongino. I'm really happy for you, buddy.
And even the local media has had it with their leadership.
President Donald Trump has said that Brown University is to blame for this shooting, saying it's the school's problem. Is that a fair criticism, or do you disagree with what the president?
I don't think it's fair criticism.
Can you expand on that?
Why not? Because Brown University is not collaborating with you guys.
You're lying to the press over here.
Why is so many people easy to make fun of in this situation? This guy looks like Commandant Lassard from Police Academy. You know I'm right, by the way. Everybody in this situation is easy to make fun of. We live in a simulation. That is Commandant Lassard.
Why not? Because Brown University is not collaborating with you guys. You're lying to the press over here. They have facial recognition. We know that because they follow the students, they follow everybody in the neighborhood. Facial recognition. They need to release that data.
And that's Proctor. Holy shit. That's Proctor behind him. What is happening? How is this so easy?
Or do you disagree with what the president?
I don't think it's fair criticism.
Colonel.
Can you expand on that?
Why not? Because Brown University is not collaborating with you guys. You're lying to the press over here. They have facial recognition. We know that because they follow the students, they follow everybody in the neighborhood. Facial recognition. They need to release that data so everybody know who the guy is in video. We got the video Saturday. Why you guys release the video today?
I think I answered the question.
It's been 72 hours. This guy could be anywhere by now.
This is awful.
The FBI is going to have to come in and do their thing. But Providence is on edge. They're being told to remain calm, but don't have a lot of confidence in city officials.
There's been no new, credible, specific threat anywhere in the Providence community.
With respect to Mayor, there was no threats made prior to the shooting, so how can people feel safe with that information?
The way in which we are trying to reassure our residents is through a noted, visible police presence throughout the community.
The shooter could still be in Providence, or he could be in Virginia. Mayor Smiley says he went to go look for him at a pizza joint and grabbed a slice while he was on the clock.
I talked to one of the women at Antonio's, which some of you know is a pizza by the slice joint, and she said, I didn't want to come to work today, but I needed to work. I needed to take the shift, and that's a very real thing happening in our community right now.
The best video we have of this guy is a ring camera shot where you can't see his face, but Mayor Smiley says he just wants to go to bed.
Everyone you see behind us, we've all been working for now 49 hours. We're tired.
Tired? 2 students are dead, 9 in the hospital, and you have no clue what happened. Smiley wasn't tired when he was marching for gay pride or fighting.
There's always DEI ties every time. Proctor in the streets with his gay pride bullshit every single time.
Trump.
The question is whether actions like this will actually help us get to zero. I don't think they will. Community policing works. Having local law enforcement with a relationship with the neighborhoods that they are policing and patrolling works. Sending in National Guards men and women who have not been trained in urban policing, are not trained community police officers, isn't going to make our cities any safer.
Imagine if they had the National Guard in Providence. That shooter probably wouldn't have opened fire. The Rhode Island Attorney General, all he does is sue Trump and resist ICE. And his office is completely out of control.
Sign language lady. You see the sign language lady?
You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay?
Both of you guys?
Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was a general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
Oh, man.
All he shooter probably wouldn't have opened fire.
Look at
the
her.
Rhode Island Attorney General, all he does is sue Trump and resist ICE. and his office is completely out of control. His assistant is the lawyer who got intoxicated last summer and assaulted officers, remember?
I don't want to arrest you guys. You're not going to arrest us. I'm an AG. I'm an AG.
Good for you. I don't give a
I'm an AG. I'm an AG. But you're going to regret this.
Yeah.
You're going to regret it. I'm an AG.
What kind of office is this guy running? Families want answers. Hundreds of students just fled campus. The city's on a brink, and the locals are whining that they're tired. Every day the manhunt goes on, the less likely it is to get justice. Let's hope they crack this case. If you have any information, please reach out to the FBI and the Providence Police Department.
Absolutely horrific situation. It's sad. It's, you know, I hate to say it like this, but the truth is the truth. This is where Democratic leadership gets you every single time. That is where Democratic leadership leads. It leads to chaos. It leads to criminals being able to run free. It leads to all of this horrible situation that they're facing right now. It's, you know, So sad but true. John freaking Murdoch says Tylenol tax. Thank you, John. Appreciate you, brother. Brian Stewart says Candace and Erica crap is why we should ignore women. Agreed. Mike Zero Source says a confession. I often cry during movies when my favorite character dies, like when Leonardo DiCaprio died. I couldn't stop crying. They nearly kicked me out of Django Unchained. Slano says the lefty media is distancing from two ISIS mass pew-pews, two failed bomb plots in New York and LA, and a deadly knifing in Tinseltown by focusing on Trump. That's what they do, man. I mean, they're more angry at Trump for mean words than they are for, fucking Rob Reiner's kid for killing him. Vault 95 says should have told the crazy lady, do you feel in charge? Captain JP says a good God, Rhode Island, get your crap together. It's crazy, dude. It's scary stuff. And yes, it's at halftime. The Steelers are up 7-3 on the Dolphins right now, so we shall see. Let me see. What is Tim saying right now? What's Tim saying about Candace? Let's see.
She said Egyptian planes were landing at airports where black government SUVs were driving to an address in Delaware, and then she read the address to her own lawyers. She does not vet anything she's talking about. There was a leaked video that came out. Steven Crowder put this out. It is a meeting at the Daily Wire where Jeremy Boring is explaining why they are severing ties with Candace Owens. And one of the things he said was that when he sat down with her, she said, I believe, Candace says this, what the people believe. That's it. She's outright saying she doesn't care what's true and she doesn't believe anything. She is going to say whatever people want her to say so she gets traffic and gets clicks.
I agree.
That's why she flips around and she has this Lost-esque podcast that never concludes a single thought.
But Tim, if you know that, which I agree with you, if I know that, and I think most people with common sense know that, why is Turning Point leaning into this bullshit with her? Because I think Turning Point is just as involved in the drama farming.
Now, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? What did she just tweet 2 or 3 days ago? That we think Tyler Robinson didn't act alone. Well, hold on a minute, Ian. You said she wasn't lying, but
who's
I thought
we?
No, she already said Tyler Robinson didn't do it. So why is she now saying he didn't do it alone? You think she's telling you the truth?
I don't know. I don't know.
She's
lying.
And you've got everything leading to AmFest right now. And if you noticed, Erica Kirk promoted AmFest, which is happening in a couple of days. And she's like, because everybody was waiting to hear what she had to say. And everybody's like, ooh, hang on a minute. What is this? Why is Candace Owens assuring her fans she's still alive? It's because A disturbing number of people have been concerned for her welfare and speculating that Erica Kirk, along with Israeli Jews and various other parties, would assassinate her. So she just is this like she just posted this?
4.5 hours later, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm totally fine, and I'm sorry. I was gonna.
She said, "I'm alive." What? This is WWE. This is wrestling. Listen, I'm going to give them credit. Whoever is booking these cards, much better job than Triple H is doing right now, okay? Much better job than Triple H is doing. Hang on.
4.5 hours later, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm totally fine, and I'm sorry. I was going to do a show for you guys this evening, but I am truly exhausted. Very productive conversation. I asked every single question. I mean, from Egyptian planes to Turning Point USA Faith, and I was very surprised by some of the answers that I got, and I think they were also very surprised when I shared certain intel. This probably should have happened a very long time ago, but I wanted to let you guys know that I am alive, and I will have the full rundown for you guys tomorrow of what transpired. And yeah, I think it was definitely a very big step in the right direction. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
It's so much better than WWE, though. It really is. It really is. Whoever's writing this season of conservative influencer drama, 10 times better than what Triple H is doing. 10 times better. Vince McMahon might be behind this. Vince McMahon might be behind all of this. Who's in the Trump administration right now? Linda McMahon. That's right. Who owns WWE? TKO. Who's involved with TKO? Dana White. Triple H is friendly with Trump. Vince McMahon is writing this season of conservative influencer drama. This is why it's so good. AmFest is going to start. Vince is going to walk out there with no chance in hell. He's going to do the grapefruit walk. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best thing ever. I'm going to cover AmFest. So I'm definitely going to cover it. Marmillin says, oh, thank God the yapping can't understand normal thinking. Candace didn't get off going to the Christian organization. Yeah, the fact that she said it like that, it's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful to Turning Point and Erica, which again makes me believe that they are in on it. 100%. Oh my gosh, man, what a freaking disaster. But there's some people that are fully bought in and they believe it. They believe that Turning Point has your best interest. They believe Candace has your best interest, and they're going to support it. They're going to be like, oh, Turning Point needs all of my money. This multi-$100 million, company needs all my support. So I'm going to continue to give them as much money as I can. And then they're going to be like, oh, Candace needs all my money. I got to support the mega multimillionaire who's married to a guy that's even worth more than she is. God. Raging Wolf says, I'm sticking with video games. No more fake politics. That's a good policy right there. Mike Zero Source says, I'm going to use Django joke later on. Do you think it will stick? Chat, should I include Ryan in that joke? You always should include Ryan in that joke. Always. All right. Well, you'll have to do it later because we're ending this stream now. This is my second stream today. We've done almost 4 hours of streaming today, so not too bad. Almost 4 hours of streaming. I wanted to be a little longer, but I had to cut the earlier stream short. So, but yeah, the Candace bullshit is just it's laughable. And I don't take either one of them seriously, but the AmFest stuff will be interesting. I'll cover that here And as long as you know what you're watching is WWE for politics. That's it. And as long as you know that's what you're watching, then it can be fun. But just don't take this shit too seriously. Don't get caught up in the emotional manipulation that's going on from a lot of these people, because that's what they're going for. I don't know if I'll do a gaming stream. I'll have to let you know. There's a chance I will run a gaming stream tonight, but it won't be for another hour or two if I do it. So no guarantees. Make sure you subscribe to D-Day Cobra Gaming. If you have not, there might be a gaming stream, but no guarantee. We shall see. Fantastic Knox says Candace is like a bit of spunk on Bill Clinton's blue dress. She will not go away. No, she won't. No, she won't. There's Jess with the D-Day Cobra Gaming link. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And that's it, guys. So thank you so much. I hope you have a good evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.